Hello, we are back doing a Zwift race. Now, I don't tend to do Zwift races too much, but recently the weather outside has been absolutely atrocious for cycling. We're talking like mushy, icy roads. It ain't the one, so I've been spending a bit more time on the indoor trainer. And I did a Zwift race, my first one in quite a while the other day, and I really enjoyed it. So I thought we would do another one today and actually document it and see how we get on. I'm pretty sure Zwift have me ranked in the wrong category because I keep getting spanked. But today, hopefully that changes. We have got stage 1 of the Tour de Zwift lined up. We're doing the standard distance because I did one last night and my legs are a little bit sore. So we're going for 23.7 kilometers, 282 meters of elevation, stage 1, Tour de Zwift. I'm in my dressing gown at the minute because my gaff is Baltic, but we're gonna get on the bike in a minute and do a little bit of a warm up. There's 384 people doing this stage. I mean, let's try for the top 50%. I don't know how competitive it is. I don't think it is an actual, like, it's not like a crit race. I imagine some people will be racing, some people won't, but we're gonna see how we get on anyway. Quick run through of my indoor training setup. We have got the Van Rysel RCR Pro mounted on the Garmin Tax Neo 3M indoor trainer. We've got the Tons laptop stand, we're running Zwift as well, and then we've got the Garmin mat underneath to mop up all that sweat from when I am grafting my arse off on the bike. Oh, and we have ourselves a fan just out of shot as well to try and keep me cool. So I'm just warming up now for a couple of minutes. I think what we're gonna do is I'll do a couple of comms whilst I can into this mic, and then I might have to do a voiceover as well, depending on how much of a hole I find myself in. It is only 23 kilometers of racing as well, so it's gonna be quite high intensity. It's gonna start quick and probably not die down much at all. What I found in my first Zwift race was you have to go out the gates well hard or you just get dropped. So you gotta put down 500-600 watts for the first few seconds just to start and stay with the group. I'm not sure how this one is going to play out because it's obviously not categorized. Normally when you do a Zwift race, you find yourself in a certain category with other people that are similar abilities, so Cat C or Cat D for me. This one I think is open to anyone, so there'll probably be some top grade riders and then there'll probably be some sort of newbie riders as well. I'm just going to look to try and find a group that is similar ability to me, draft with them for a little bit and then maybe try and drop them at the end. Spoiler alert, that probably won't happen. 1 minute 20 seconds to go. For reference, my FTP from the test I did the other day came out at 257 watts and I weigh about 75 kg. So I'm repping a watts per kilo of 3.4 kilograms, I think it was. And I've only been cycling properly for the last year, really. Right, here we go. And we're off. Heart rate's currently sitting at 162 beats per minute, half a kilometre in, averaging 230 watts. Yeah, 70th out of 500 so far, not too bad. This map looked pretty cool, I've not seen this one before. I don't know if they're doing new routes for this Tour de Zwift event or what. There's a big group ahead of me. I need to try and get onto their wheel. Makes a lot of difference when you're able to draft rather than just riding solo. Sometimes it's worth burying yourself a little just to catch them up, and then when you're on, rest up a little. I found myself getting dropped in the prior races I did. It's just impossible to catch up once you let them get so far ahead. Oh, I should have warmed up for longer. My legs do not feel warmed up at all. Feel stiff as a brick. We've fallen back into 99th place. Heart rate's at 169. The group ahead of me, sorry, has dropped me again. I need to try and get on the back of them. Quick time. I need to stretch my legs a second. My hamstrings feel shocking. Oh yeah. Oh. Yeah, that's better. That's better. Oh, I need to get back in that peloton. There we go. Settle in now. Oh, God. I think this is just going to be a video about me getting dropped by that group and trying to chase back on. The cool thing about Zwift is you can see the stats from other riders. So to get a bearing on how hard some of that group ahead are going, we can click on one of their things and see what their heart rate's at. So this guy, he's in the group at 150 BPM. He's a lot fitter than me because I'm struggling at 178 and I can't even stay in the group. So it might just be that they're better riders than me. So we fall back and try and find the group that's more suitable for my level. So I've had to try and let my heart rate come back down. You can only live for so long in the red before you end up doing permanent damage to your race. If I carry on at 178 beats per minute for too long, for example, I ain't even going to finish the race. I'm going to blow up well before the end. So you need to manage the effort better, is what I'm learning. You know, let the ego take a bit of a bruise, let them go away. They're probably much better riders than me anyway. And I'll eventually find a group that I can actually compete with rather than just getting throttled by. Right, just over 13 minutes in. Average power has been 219 watts so far. We're approaching the first big climb of the day. Interesting to see what sort of power these lot are putting down and whether I can stay with them or not. Because I feel like I'm having the proper effort right now. I don't feel too comfortable at all, but it is a race, I suppose. Close the gap. I think I tried. Oh, I've been spat. Fallen about 20 places there in the last 5 seconds. Now 148th. Zwift racing is so humbling, man. I'm sure everyone just lies about their weight though. Must be the case, surely. What power up have we got? A drafting boost. I need to get in a pack to be able to draft. Help. Having it. Got myself a little drafting boost. Help a man out, please. 20 minutes in, nearly 12k covered, halfway pretty much at this point. I am dripping. I could do with just like a minute of respite, do you know what I mean? I feel like it's just constantly pushing the upper limit of being in the red, and I'm going to reach a point where I just bonk or blow up, and all the power goes from my legs. But we're in a big group now. We're getting around 154th. Still on for the top 50% finish. That's what we're after. Load above. Get me back on the road. Fuck this. Oh mate, Must be racing against a bunch of jockeys. Anytime there's a hill, they just gap me massively. Oh, Lord. I can't jump back up on the flat. 10k to go. I can feel my power just reducing, depleting out my legs. About 20 minutes left maybe. Come on, let's have a stab. I've got a group about 6 seconds ahead of me that I'm going to try and catch. I might not be able to speak for a minute. 4 seconds, we're gaining on them. Come on. Nearly there. The worry is when I get there, they drop me again and I've got an out left. Because we're just approaching another climb. Fucker. Oh, we're feeling that one. 185 on the heart rate. Shock. They've dropped me again. They're ragdolling me. This is bullying. I keep catching up and then I'm dead. And then they go again. This is actually bullying. Who's this group? Let's try and stick with these lads and lasses. Oh, you bastard. Oh, it just makes you feel like a whopping loser, doesn't it? Getting dropped by everyone. You're after some techie Zwift racing strategies and tactics, you're watching the wrong guy. All I have for you is put out as much power as you can and cling the fuck on to any wheel you can find that isn't dropping you. That's all I've got. Get that feather activated and get me up this God-forsaken hill. 7k to go, 164, just slipping back through the ranks. Average heart rate is going to be high for this ride, you know. Fast tempo ride, we'll call it. Nah, I'm not having this. I'm certain these lot are just World Tour dons doing a Zone 2 ride. Yeah, it must be. Oh, I'm in no man's land. Let's catch these dons up. My problem is, I mentally quit as soon as I get dropped and I'm hurting. I think I've got an out left, when actually I do. It's just in my head. I have a phobia of bonking. That's the problem. I had some rough bonks in my time. And I just can't be arsed with it. So as soon as it gets tough, I just, it's night-night in it, do you know what I mean? I back off when I should actually just carry on for a bit longer. Let that be a lesson, and you think you're done. You're probably not, you're just being a little bitch. Like I'm about to be right now. Oh, God. Get back here, you fucking knobs. 420 watts. Ah, that hurt. Draft boost activated. I need a minute. No. Come back. in a bit of a hole. See what these dons are doing heart rate wise. 175, 146. Some of them are in a hole as well. Good to know. It's not just me. Come on, you good? Gonna be spouting Goggins quotes in a minute. Alright, I'm having a minute. Free pedaling down. And then we've got 4 kilometers left to have a proper dig and see what we can do. See if we can catch up some of the people ahead of us. We've got a couple of people 2 seconds, 5 seconds, 9 seconds ahead. Get some oxygen in them lungs. 2.5 kilometers to go. Heart rate is at 182. It's going to be a long 2.5k. Stick with these guys around the 163rd spot and see if we can dust them in the finish. Give it a little sprint. I feel like the sprint's something I need to work on. Always get the timing wrong and my gearing wrong, and I always lose. Oh, we've got a group joining us now, putting in a last minute dig. Oh God. Okay, little hill. Oh, that hurt. Just meant to relax. Easier said than done. Aero boost. Let's have ya. One and a half K to go. I want to do as little work as possible now until the last few hundred meters, so I can actually have a dig at a sprint. I should probably be drafting on someone, but too much to think about. I'd rather just pedal as hard as I can for as long as I can. Final kilometre, a little bit of a gap. Gonna catch them up. 900 to go, 800 to go. Come on. Oh, I've got them in my sight. 40 minutes gone. Let me on the back, please. $400. $300. Go on. Into higher gear, go. Oh, I'm done early. Woo. Oh. Whoa. That's a good sprint by me. Best one I think I've ever done. Oh, shit. That was good, that. I enjoyed that a lot. That's fun. We're going to have a bit of a cool down and just try and stop sweating, and then we can chat a little bit about how I did and the stats and that sort of stuff. Oh, right. I officially can't stop sweating, but let's just see what the stats were anyway, shall we? So I finished 162nd out of 595 or something along them lines, which is pretty good for me. But the caveat here is, was it a race for other people? I don't know. But it was for me, and that's all that counts. We covered 24.1 kilometers in just under 41 minutes, elevation of 282 meters if anyone's interested. My average power was 213 watts, and my max power was 820 watts. Average heart rate was 173 beats per minute, which is pretty high for the bike. That's indicative of a fairly significant effort for me. And my max was 196 beats per minute. I assume that was right at the end when I pulled off the Wout van Aert-esque sprint. Oh, I'm gone early. But I'll tell you what, beyond the stats, that was fun, man. When you're doing the races and the events and stuff on Zwift, it makes things go a lot quicker than if you were just free riding. I found it really difficult to do free rides that are longer than like 30 minutes because it just gets a bit arduous. Normally I would stick something on the TV, but when I'm doing a race, I'd rather actually just pay attention to what's going on the course and the other riders and that sort of thing. So yeah, that was good. I think with this Tour de Zwift thing, they've got one race every week. I might try the longer race for stage 2. Depends on what I'm trying to do in my training, because I am actually training properly now, and that was gonna replicate like a bit of a tough session for me. I think it did that just fine. So appreciate you watching. If you want to see any more Zwift stuff, let me know, because I do enjoy making this kind of thing. So you'll probably see stage 2 next week.